What's going on, caffeinated crew? On this episode, I'm joined by Scott, the founder and mind behind Maggot Stomp Records. How's it going?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Again, I apologize for being late. The people don't need to know this at all. But my job, I work in a studio that is in Montreal, and our bosses and everybody, like the bulk of our employees, are in the studio in Vancouver. And so they don't seem to understand that the time zone exists, so then they're constantly throwing stuff at us at, like, 5:30 our time. So, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
See, I'm on the West Coast. I understand.
It's like, yeah, so and then there's, like, the whole, "Is it 5:30 your time or 5:30 my time?" And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but, like, I don't have the mental capacity for all this." But
When I used to work doing design work and have to deal with people like in New York, they'd be emailing me at like 7 a.m. And then, so I get it. It's the opposite, but yeah.
see, that's my thing, it's like, I wouldn't mind I don't mind answering emails at, like, 7 or 8. Like, I don't mind getting, messages and things, but it's like when I'm out, like, when I'm supposed to be gone, I wanna be hanging out or doing a podcast or, like, you know, my other shit.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Yeah,
have
for sure.
emails coming in and, like, have to respond to requests. I wanna be doing my shit. But, how are things going for you?
Things are good. We're about to get hit with a rainstorm for the next 4 days. So I've just been preparing the house a little bit, just making sure my sump pump's working, and I have plastic in my garage over the stuff that needs to be covered up in case we get a leak.
Are you in a part of California that doesn't get rain?
Yeah, I'm in Pasadena, like, so
Okay.
Southern California. We haven't had any significant rain since maybe February.
My
I don't
god.
know. It's been a long time. It's very dry here.
Nice.
So I like the rain. I'm looking forward to it. I just stress out a lot because things go wrong when it rains here.
They don't really build the houses there with, rain in mind, I guess.
No, and I have a basement, which zero houses in California have basements. But for some reason, I have a basement, and the sec the second winter I lived here, the first winter I lived here, we had no rain. The second winter, we just got dumped on, and I realized my foundation was never sealed, so my entire basement was flooded with a few inches of water. And I had to just dig out the entire foundation in the backyard to where the water would come in and have that sealed and tear apart my basement. Because I had a fully finished basement, which is unheard of. So now
That
it's refinished.
well, now you know what can happen, so now you can build a studio out in the basement.
Yeah, I don't need a studio for anything, but it's nice concrete polished floors now, and it's much better. It's much more to my liking than it was originally with the crappy carpet, and
Mhm.
you know, so it was I'm not going to say it was a blessing that it flooded, but I'm not mad anymore that it flooded.
It gave you an excuse, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To spend more money after we just bought the house.
And that's what houses do.
Yes.
I don't own a house yet, but I've been mentally preparing myself 'cause,
You can't prepare enough.
I've seen my parents go through it. We used to flip houses when I was a kid, and so I've done my fair share of reno work for a
Hmm.
12-year-old to be able to do. So, that's probably why I'm not wanting to buy a house that I have to do any work on. I just wanna buy the house and live in it.
Yeah. That's kind of where we were, but there's no such thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's just unavoidable.
Yeah.
Do you have some coffee?
I have some cold coffee now
I'm sorry.
because that's okay. It's still delicious, but yes, I have coffee. I am drinking it, washed Ethiopian from Poem Roasting in Philadelphia.
Nice.
It's very delicious.
Um, I also have some coffee, even though it's 6:50 at night. I have something from Traffic. Traffic does a lot of really fun, design work. Every bag is different. This isn't what
Yeah,
they're yeah.
I feel like I've seen the bags before, and I've never seen one same bag ever.
They're great, and, Jesse, who runs the roaster, is an awesome dude.
Are they from?
Montreal.
Montreal? Okay.
Yeah, Jesse's been in the game. He opened his own cafe when he kind of started getting deeper into the coffee scene, and it was like kind of an OG third wave style cafe in
Hmm.
Montreal, and it just didn't really catch. So then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna roast," and started one of the best roasters in Montreal, in my opinion. But this is his Haro Ganet. It's a what is it? Red honey processed Sadama from Ethiopia. Red berry preserves, apricot, and Mai Tai. They always put a funky note on their coffee, so Mai
Okay.
Tai.
Mine's got a heavy bergamot thing going on.
Have you
It's
ever eaten a bergamot?
I have not.
I don't know anyone that has.
It's very tea like and very it's it's a lovely coffee.
I do.
And
I
I was
always love. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I was unfamiliar with Poem until about uh just over a month ago.
See, you're putting me on because I was just in Philly, and a lot of people say Reanimator, but the locals say don't go to Reanimator because it's too commercial.
Hmm.
So I went to Grindcore House because that's kind of the staple. Like that's where all the
That's been
bands.
around forever. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're using not Poem, but there's another bigger roaster from Philly that I can't remember the name of, and they're using their stuff.
Yeah. I haven't been to Philadelphia in probably 30 years. So back they're probably I don't even know if they had Dunkin' Donuts in Philadelphia. So, but no, I was in Seattle at the end or beginning of October, and someone suggested I go to Homage for coffee, and I forget what I got to pour over something. And on my way out, I'm like, I'm gonna grab a bag of beans and I'm gonna grab just a drip to go. So I got the drip. I was probably like several blocks away before I took my first sip, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" Because normally I get a drip coffee, I'm not expecting much, and we were like, I was with my wife and my son. We were walking, and we had things to do, and I'm like, before we were we were flying home that day, and I was like, before we leave this area, I got to go back and see what this was, and went back. The woman told me it was like when I bought it, she was like, "Oh, this is our last cup of this. We're gonna have something else later." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And I went back, and she was like, they were like, "Well, this is that's what you had previously was this uh coffee from Poem." And I was like, looked on the shelf or on their little thing, and they had nothing on the shelf. They had been cleared out because it was like a Saturday or a Sunday morning. And so I got home, and first thing I did was went to the website and bought a bag,
So you're one of
and it
these
turned out that
guys.
yeah, it turned out that the dude was super cool. He was like said he was a fan of the label, and I was like, whoa, it's weird that you even know what the and so it was like it was a cool little circle. I was like, but yeah, I'm almost done with this bag, unfortunately. There's got none left on their site.
Yeah, it's probably a seasonal
Yeah.
harvest that they do, but this time next year you'll have another chance to get it probably.
I'll set a reminder to look on the site.
Yeah. It'll probably come in August or September, they'll have it. Yeah, I the crossover between, like, hardcore and specifically hardcore for me because that's more where I'm at, but, like, even anything heavy and coffee,
Hmm.
I guess because they're both very kinda niche things, and there's probably some brain science behind this, but I find a lot of crossover. Even, like, in the roasting scene here in Montreal, there's lots of hardcore people that are into coffee.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of it started with like, dudes that were straight edge. I know a lot of like you're not, but you know, straight edge dudes would gravitate towards coffee since we're not drinking like fancy beers and shit like that. Yeah, and I'm gonna drink a fancy coffee, and I'll drink it at 8 o'clock at night. I don't care
Yeah, I mean, I will for sure.
because I drink coffee all the time. My wife used to ask me, she's like, "Why are you drinking coffee so late?" Now she just doesn't anymore because I don't know. It doesn't. I don't feel like I'm affected by caffeine that much. I probably am and just don't realize it, but
It's
that's up for debate.
that's a some people might call that addiction. I'm not here to label labels or anything like that, but you're straight edge?
I don't drink or smoke. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sure. I'm straight
Okay,
edge.
sure.
Yeah.
I actually just recently, 'cause it's more of a dietary thing, because I do like drinking a lot, but I've stopped drinking since Saturday.
Okay. Well, congrats.
Thank you. It's the longest I haven't drank in about probably a year, 2 years maybe. But I feel a lot better, I'll be honest.
I mean, but were you drinking excessively or just like a beer here, beer there?
I usually have like a glass of wine with dinner,
Hmm.
but where I work, we have a lot of like events that there's free alcohol, and on the weekends when my wife and I are hanging out, we enable each other, I'll say. It's a
Gotcha.
bit of a toxic relationship in that way. But like we'll be at one of our like a bar that we really enjoy watching like baseball or something, and it's like, "Oh, let's get some Long Island iced teas." And then it's like 3 Long Island iced teas deep and the chicken wings are gone.
Well,
It's just not good.
yeah. I mean, you have a lot of holidays coming up, so maybe just kind of like don't go cold turkey, but
Right.
just monitor yourself.
It's more like I'm prepping myself I'm going to Portugal. So I want to be able to like enjoy the wine and stuff, but not have to go like overboard with it. So it's more like a tolerance break, I guess. Not an edge break. But I don't smoke. I don't do drugs either. Drinking is the one thing that I haven't been able to shake it.
Yeah, I get a lot of weird looks when I'm out and people are like, "Let me buy you a beer," and I'm like, I'll just take a water, dude. Thanks."
Give me a Coke Zero.
I do love a Coke Zero.
That's all the edge friends, man. It's a Monster or a Coke Zero.
I can't do energy drinks and stuff like that. It tastes gross.
It's really bad for you, like really, really bad for you.
Hmm.
Like I feel like drinking alcohol is comparable to drinking an energy drink at that point. You've listened to some episodes before?
I think I became familiar with your podcast when my buddy Steve from Martyr or Heroes and Martyr Records like reposted the one with you did with homie from Death Threat.
Oh yeah, with Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what's this? So I poked around. I watched or listened to the one you did with the dude from La Cabra recently.
Oh yeah, and he's not even there anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, how long ago was that episode then?
This is very recent,
Oh, okay, okay. I was
but
like,
that
I thought
episode
it was
was
a
like
recent one.
it was like 6 months ago or so.
Okay. Yeah, so there was that, and I went back and I saw the one you did with Jamie from Dark Arts, and I listened to that one for a bit, and I was like listening to it like late at night, and I was like, I have to stop listening because I gotta go to sleep. But like, I love Jamie's; he's a rad dude.
That was a
And
while ago too.
yeah, that one was like I said, I just found the podcast, so I was like, I'm gonna go back and listen to some and
That's
see
cool.
what I'm in for.
I can't remember who brought it up before when you commented on the that coffee post. It reminded me that somebody was telling me you were a coffee guy.
Yeah, I was
And
like, who's diming me out?
I can't remember because I've spoken with was it Kevin from Undeath?
You mean Alex?
Yeah, sorry, Alex
Yeah,
Jones. He's the Alex Jones.
Alex
Alex Alex.
Sasson. Yeah, well, Alex Sasson now. He 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 took his wife's name when they got married
That's sick.
because it is sick, and I'm sure he was probably real tired of the frog comments or whatever the fuck is.
I mean, I had to throw one at him, and I felt bad about it, but it was in good taste. I promise.
Okay, yeah,
But
Alex is a good dude.
I always get him mixed up with Kev from Alluvial.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So they have very similar attitudes. It's very funny.
and statures.
And statures and look, it's that whole like New York.
I just spilled half my coffee on my pants.
No, it's that upstate New York vibe where everybody kind of looks the same.
I mean, everybody's got to start getting their winter coats on and stuff. The beards come out and
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. I mean, I'm in the same I'm here with them.
the hair starts growing out a little longer.
You got to do something against the cold.
Yeah,
And I'm from Georgia, so it's like very very different than where I'm
yeah.
from. Well, whenever you said that I wasn't straight edge, I was very taken aback because I didn't realize that you would have known that about me.
I just remember because something I said you were talking about beer with somebody.
Mm. A lot of people think I'm straight edge.
See, I think most people just aren't straight edge. Even hardcore people. It's like,
Yeah.
I think the first time I ever like realized that I got to stop assuming people were straight edge was like the first time I ever met Scott Vogel, and I was like, we were out like when I met him, we were out somewhere, and I saw him drinking. I was like, Weird. I thought you were straight edge. And this is like right before Terror like got together.
Hmm.
And I was like, nah, I was just like, I'd never met him or anything. I'm like, I just assumed you were straight edge, dude. Slugfest, straight edge band.
Well, that's why it's so weird to me is I'll meet people that like kind of started Terror and they're very straight edge still. Like Rich from Cincinnati,
Rich Thurston.
Rich
Well,
Thurston.
yeah, he did not start.
He
I mean,
said
he was around early
he
on.
was an
Yeah, he was
early
around
guy.
early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's Rich is definitely still straight edge as far as I know.
He is
All that Courage Crew thing.
as of last October he was straight edge. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't think of anyone else that. I mean, Nick. I think Nick is still straight edge drummer.
Which is surprising to
And
me with the whole
why is
rap
that?
thing.
I mean, Nick's always been like, as long as I've known Nick, he's always been like straight edge. And when we first met Nick, like he was in Carry On, and it was like, who's this little nerdy dude playing drums now? It's like, Lucas. I mean, Lucas is from your country there, up there, Canada. And like he eventually, I guess, like just replaced him with Nick. And I was like, man, like he's this nerdy kid. He's got like these, fuck, what? He had some like weird posters on the wall in his room. Like I'm trying to remember the band. It's like a girl, like she's like naked, but covered in like paint and like dirt and stuff. And it's like, I want to say it's a sub pop band or something. I forget. But he was just always like he was always like the weird punk kid that one day just shaved his head and started wearing like long shorts and like socks pulled up to his knees and like getting tattooed and dating strippers. It's like,
that's the trajectory, right? Like
yeah. He's
of
just
that
like,
time anyway.
he's like, he like just skipped a whole bunch of stuff in between and just went straight for it.
Dove off the deep end.
He's like, I'm just going to start drumming for the best band in Los Angeles and start touring the world and, touring Europe with Biohazard and Tara Patrick being on the bus.
So now that you're more death metal focused, I guess because of the label and everything, do you prefer the fans of metal music or the fans of hardcore?
Dude, they're all the same.
They're all the same.
They're all the same. I mean, there's cool kids in both. There's gatekeepers in both. There's like dudes who won't see the middle ground at all on both sides. You got I heard you talking shit on like youth crew stuff, but there's like those kids who are just like, we're so posy, Tim McMahon is God type of stuff. Love Mouthpiece.
Those people frustrate. I love youth crew music, but those people frustrate. I'm just gonna.
Okay, I feel you on that. I mean, I love youth crew. There's like a bunch of new bands that are popping up here.
Yeah.
That are like youth crew kids, and I was like, oh, it's cool.
I like it. I mean, I like the music, but it's like it was the people were kind of At least in the 2010s, it was not.
My whole deal is like I don't mind the kids. It's like the dudes that are like, I don't know how old you are, but like I'm old enough to like, it's like the dudes who are like in their mid 40s that are still like that still like hold on to that. And hold on hard. It's like Kevin Seconds is like, they want to fillet him so bad. It's like,
and he's such a nice guy, man.
He's super nice, but like, I mean, yeah, 7 seconds is fine, but like, they're not like everything in life.
No, they still play well, but yeah, I could maybe name like one song that I'm really still attached to.
I mean, 7 seconds has done like the youth crew thing into the whole emo, like, like the college rock thing, and gone the full spectrum and full circle back. And it's like, I think the first time I saw 7 seconds, like Kevin Seconds had the long jet black hair. I think New Wind had just come out. And I was like, what is this band? This isn't who I'm thinking I'm seeing.
Pre-dreads?
It probably, yeah. Like, and now he's just an old fart that plays acoustic around. It's like, fine.
I saw 7 seconds with Circle Jerks like 3 years ago.
And how was that?
So good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like insanely good. So
probably I don't think I could see myself at a 7 second show. I'm sure if I was there, I'm sure I would enjoy it because like I love the music still.
Yeah.
It's the people. Yeah. It's the people that like hold on to that. Fuck, people ruin everything, dude.
It's straight up. And you know who the worst are? podcasters. They're the worst. Fucking worst. Like,
No, the worst are industry people. Like music industry people are the worst.
let's break that
And like
down.
that's the one thing I never wanted, like doing this, being like DIY kind of shit, is when I had to start dealing with like people from bigger labels, and they'd talk with they'd throw out all these words that are like, I don't know. I don't even know, because it's like I just tune them out right away, and I'm just like I can't get into that shit. It's like, but like at times I have to, just because of, I don't know, so I don't get myself fucked over all the time.
I mean, that's what's crazy is because like I was working for a promoter in Montreal for a bit, and they dealt with a lot of those like IAG and sound talent people
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a bit of a bigger guy, and like so we would get like the like dying fetus tours with like cruelty and 200 stab wounds and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all these like great spectrum of bands, some of which are on like labels like Maggot Stomp and like more DIY oriented packages. And then you got like Dying Fetus, amazingly cool guys, but they're a bit of a higher echelon
Yeah,
of
yeah. I mean,
artists.
it's like their livelihoods and stuff, and
Right.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just don't like. I just find it hard to like try to fake my way through a conversation with these people at times, because I just want to be like, bro, I just enjoy the music.
And that's what it should be, right?
I'm not worried about numbers or scans or like, the regular
S
bullshit. And like
S
some of these big labels have a
SCRP.
lot of people. A lot of these labels have like, employees and shit that they got to pay, and I'm like, so I don't know.
That's
I'm
why
like, don't pick up small bands, and just
yeah.
stick to the big bands that make you some money, and leave the small bands to, you know, I don't know, just us schmucks that don't care about making lots of money or any money at all.
That's why I like cuz I have a hardcore band that's out on Unbeaten,
Okay.
which is
Now,
Buddy.
is that Buddy from EVR or like Merch Now or whatever it is?
He's from Merch now.
He's in Albany, right?
Yeah, from Stigmata.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
But he deals with EVR. So all of our records come through EVR that are pressed in Burlington,
Hmm.
which during the tariff shit was kind of a fucked up nightmare. But uh, they also I believe they also do stuff for Closed Casket. So EVR kind of has Unbeaten, and then I think there's also something that they do, or it was same guys came from EVR that are in Closed Casket.
Well, I know all the like my best friend runs EVR, my friend Dan, and so I hear all the inner workings. But like in Closed Casket is Justin, who he has nothing to do with EVR or Merch Now.
Oh, I thought they did.
They're all just in the same area, they're all
Yeah, it's all Troy.
up there. Yeah, but no, I think I met Buddy like years ago when I was at EVR just hanging out, back when they weren't the monster that they are now.
But it's funny because we deal with just Buddy. Like Buddy is he's the label. But then if like we have to get records picked up or pressed, then I deal with Will from EVR because that's
See, I don't
who's
know, is he from EVR? Or is he Burlington?
no, he's from EVR. Like he has an EVR email address.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know Will. Like I know like two people. I know Dan and yeah, what's his name from One King Down? Bill.
I didn't even know that that guy was part of EVR. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, well Bill, I don't know, guitar or something like that, but yeah, he runs all their graphics and does all their graphics and shit like that.
That's why I find it so funny is like even like the indie labels are still connected to like they have to be like part of the larger thing just because it kind of helps distribution and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I prefer to be like I can text Buddy and be like, "Hey, can we get some records?" And then he's like, "Yeah, just put it in an email with Will," and then we got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if like somebody needed records from one of my bands and texted me, I'd be like, good luck.
Where are you getting your records from?
Well, no, like Closed Casket Activities handles like all my distribution. So all my shit is in Troy or
Mm-hmm.
at his warehouse. So it's like if somebody needs something, it's like, all right, I got to email me, then I got to throw an email to them, and they're great about it. But like they're so swamped with, all whether it's Flesh Water, Full of Hell, all the stuff that Closed Casket's putting out, that it's like I fall down the chain, which is fine. I'm like, I don't care. And if I really need something right away, I'll be like, I need this by this time. And generally I'll have it. And if I don't have it, if it's like a few days before I need it, I'll be like, hey, is this shipped yet? And it'll be like, fucks, we're sorry. And I'll have it the next day.
Still not that bad.
Yeah. Or if I'm like out of shit, I have no idea if I'm out of something, or I don't know. Just like right now, I'm like, I actually like have corpse pile CDs and tapes underneath my computer. I have them all propped up so I could sit and relax doing this, otherwise I have no clue where I'd sit and do this, because my basement's a fucking mess.
So the computer's just sitting on a pile of corpse pile CDs?
Corpse pile CDs, tapes, and then I have 2 boxes of stickers and a giant Swamp Thing comic graphic novel. It's pretty awesome.
That's great. Well, tell me, from early memory, what was the first band that got you kind of into music and interested in music?
It was like Crazy Train, Ozzy, and like as a kid, I would lay in bed at night just like waiting for that song to come on the radio so I could like press record on my little fucking boombox so I'd tape it. And it was like that. It was like Van Halen when 1984 came out. So I was like 11 or 12 at that time. And I just, at night, I'd have my like, I'd be like, I'd have my radio like turned like really low, and I'd like try to record tapes and just be like bummed that it was going to be a really low recording without realizing that it doesn't matter what the volume of and I'd be like, whatever. Still, I'll be able to listen to the song later, tomorrow. But yeah, so it was like, I started listening to like heavy metal, like, Ozzy, Motley Crue, like Shout at the Devil, and that came out, and it just went from there into, yeah, it was just like metal like that, into like, then it went from like Metallica, Slayer, thrash metal, then death metal, then like all at the same time. That's when I also got into like hardcore. Like I remember like I was in high school sitting in like a little lunchroom. It was a tiny ass high school. We had like 200 or 300 kids total in the school. And I overheard somebody talking about Token Entry, and it was like one of the skater kids. And I was like, oh, I like Token Entry, because a dude gave me a magazine that had Ozzy on the cover, and I was flipping through it, and they had record reviews in the magazine, which was never a thing in like Hit Parader or Circus magazine. And there's like record reviews for Token Entry, Pagan Baby, so the Hawker record shit that had just come out. And I was like, I was at a Tape World. I think it was called, no, it was called Cassette World. It was at the Crystal Mall in New London, Connecticut. I saw both the tapes, and I grabbed the Token Entry one because I thought the Jaybird skateboarding was cooler graphic than the other one. And I had listened to that like nonstop, and like then like I don't remember, like a week later I hear somebody talking about Token Entry, and I like jumped in. I was like, oh, I like Token Entry, and like everybody, it was like the needles stopped on the turntable, like scratched, and all these skater kids like look at me because I was just a dork, and they're like, "You like Token Entry? You know who they are?" And I was like, "Yeah," and it was like, I just got the Jaybird tape, and so this one kid, Luke Whalen, he was like, the next day he came to school with like 2 cassettes that were dubbed with all these like New York hardcore demos on one side, or on one tape, and then another tape was Minor Threat on one side and 7 Seconds on the other, like all the shit. And yeah, and then so that was like the same time I'm listening to like fucking Deicide and early death metal shit, and it's just like it's been like a little fucking parallel highway the whole way since then with hardcore and death metal bands.
So you're a Connecticut dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that explains it.
Explains what?
Well, the accent a little bit, and also why you listen to Wes's episode.
Well, I mean, who doesn't love Death Threat? Come on.
You don't have to talk.
I mean, if you don't love Death Threat, I don't know. I can't help you.
Peace and Security is like probably top 3 record of all time for me. It's so good.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
Like the hooks are just incredible. But
I
yeah,
mean,
all the
Connecticut hardcore above all else, man.
That's what I'm
100
saying.
Demons, Death Threat, Hatebreed, obviously.
Obviously.
I mean, Youth of Today were pretty much a Connecticut band to start. So Die My Will. Are you a Die My Will fan?
I don't know if I've listened to Die My Will.
Oh, you should. You should set.
So Connecticut hardcore is not. It wasn't like super popular when I was growing up in the South.
That's not my fault,
I
dude.
mean, it was, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It
You're
was like
from, where are you from? Alabama?
I'm from Georgia. I'm from Savannah.
Georgia?
Yeah.
Savannah. Savannah bananas.
Yo, banana ball.
It's huge.
I remember when we had a minor league team. I used to go to minor league games before all the banana craziness.
I mean, the banana ball's better than regular baseball these days.
That's what they
It's
tell
more
me.
entertaining.
That's what they tell me. I've never been to a bananas game ever.
Went to one this year. It was pretty crazy. Angel Stadium, like 45,000 people.
Sold out.
Angel Stadium never gets that many people ever. I'm surprised they get that many people in the entire season. They're garbage.
Hey,
Unless the Red Sox are in town, then the stadium fills up.
what's crazy is the Expos. I mean, obviously the Expos left in like, was it 2005, 2007, and people still rock Expos merch.
But they're the Nationals now, right?
They're the Nationals. But I wish we could have a ball team, but we don't have a venue for it. And also, can you really take Canadian sports seriously unless it's hockey?
Or the Toronto Raptors.
Uh,
They won it all. I mean, they're not any good anymore. I mean, they had 1 year, but
they had 1 year.
they had 1 year.
Yeah,
I
I mean that's
mean,
like saying like that's like being a Hawks fan. Like who wants to do that?
A what? A Hawks? Like Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, nobody wants to be a Hawks fan.
I don't know. They got a team this year, don't they?
They do have a team like finally, but it's like the Raptors. They have a team like one season, and then for like 6 seasons they're
Yeah.
dog
Well, they
shit.
don't want to. They won't pay anybody when it's time to get paid, so they'll just let them go and
Yeah.
start over.
But that's a whole other conversation about Georgia pro sports. I don't want to get into that at all, except for
But
the
you got
Braves.
good strip club. You got good strip clubs in Atlanta, I hear, right?
I wouldn't know about that. Yeah, I mean, but the Connecticut thing tracks for me.
Okay.
And since being up here and playing a lot of shows in the Western Mass and Connecticut and like kind of upstate area, I've grown to love that style of hardcore so much.
The super pretend tough guy, hardcore.
I love it. It's just so mean, and then you meet the people that wrote it, and they're like the nicest, chillest people.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Aaron, dude. Aaron Knuckles is like, dude, why your name Knuckles, man? This is from stretching pizza dough. Dude, super nice.
She's so nice.
Although I remember like early on, like those early years, like the late 80s, like back when there was like these crews running through shows, and I'm like, I remember you kids all fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I was everywhere though.
But,
Like,
yeah,
everybody knows the stories. But yeah, I mean, I love playing shows in Connecticut. We played like our first show in Connecticut recently at a VFW, and it was sick. Like, there's still a scene there.
There's no such thing as VFW shows in California, which was like, when I moved out here, was like the weirdest thing. Like, you can't just run a VFW anywhere, and they're like, what the fuck's a VFW?
It's the same here. We have legions, and that's it. And you can't rent them.
Yeah, American Legion halls don't really exist. I mean, although there is one up the street from me, not far, and I guess it could be rented out, but I don't know if they would rent it out for like a quote hardcore show. I saw they're doing like a comedy benefit show this week or something. But
trying to convince a venue in 2025 that you should have a punk rock show is the most impossible scenario.
I mean, that's why you got to. I mean, it was impossible back then. You just had to lie about everything.
Yeah,
we're having a battle of the bands with like high school kids.
Yeah, but now the internet, people can just go like
True.
look up your name and be like, "Oh, this guy is trouble," and then they're like, "Nah."
We can't have any of these Philly bands coming through.
No, especially the Philly straight edge ones. Fuck that. Why? What made you want to start a death metal label?
Well, I did a hardcore label years ago, and so I started like Maggot Stomp didn't start as a label. I started like with my buddy Larry. We were just like making like enamel pins, because like I was sick of seeing like the same like weird like bullshit pins of like crappy logos or bands or whatever, and I wanted to do something a little different. And I like made this Morbid Angel pin. It was like the cover of their Kingdom Come like demo. And then I made like a Repulsion pin and made a few pins. And then like some bands started asking me to make pins for them. And that kind of like snowballed a little bit. And at the time I was also doing a lot of design work for this label from Portland, Head Split Records. I was doing like all their cassette like layouts and shit for them, and then my buddy Larry, who I was kind of doing the pins with, he was just like he kept saying how he wanted to start a death metal label. He was doing like a tape label at the time, like just for his friends and stuff, putting out tapes for like just friends of his and doing like weird shit. And he's like, man, I really want to do a death metal label. And I'm like, well, fucking do one. And he was like, but how? And I'm like, just find a band and fucking hit them up. And, you know, I was like, watch. So I found a band, hit him up and said, hey, man, can I put out a tape for your band? Like, and this band Grave Ascension. And the dude was like, he's like, you want to put out my demo? I was like, yeah. They had like 2 self-released demos and they're great, but you know, they did like 50 tapes and they didn't have any left. And I was like, it's like, dude, let me just put out both your demos on a tape and I'll send you like 20 tapes. And it's, from there, it turned into this giant fucking headache. And
Was that 2015 or so?
it was probably like 2017 because it was like right after my son was born too. And I was like, I got nothing else to do. I got a newborn. Why not just make my life that much harder?
You're gonna have so much free time.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I got nothing else to do. And here I am like 8 years later running out of here in like half an hour to go pick him up from school and got soccer twice a week. And yeah, dude, my life is a lot different than it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, wait, you picked a cool sport. That's cool.
Yeah, I can't get him to like, he likes basketball and soccer. I'm like, I can't get him to try baseball. He likes throwing a football. Like the kid's got an arm, like he could fling a ball perfect spiral, but we won't let him play football. So
This
you
was
got to protect his brain.
the noggin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but soccer is the trendy sport. I think it's gonna be huge in the US
Well, I
soon.
mean, here in like where I grew up, like, you know, soccer was okay in Connecticut, but nobody cared. There wasn't like where I am now, it's like sports are year round. It's like soccer you could play year round, baseball is played year round, and but no, he likes soccer, so I'm stoked. But there's so many kids that play soccer here; it's like huge.
Yeah.
We try to go to some LAFC games and pay $60 for parking, and he just wants to sit there and eat Dippin' Dots, and he'll watch the game on the screen. Like there's like a giant screen. He'll sit there and watch the game. I'm like, bro, this player's like, you could spit on that guy that you're looking at on the screen.
What if we become as a society? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, even like Atlanta surprised the fuck out of me because it's supposed to be like very European influenced in the way that they're not like really hooligans, but they have like that style of
Yeah.
fandom.
Well, I
But
think all soccer stadiums all have it. It's like we want to be like the crazy rowdy, you know,
UK
fans.
style shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we went to a game. We went to the first game of this past season. My friend always has season tickets and he's like always hitting me up at like the last second to go if I want the tickets or not to take Oscar. And I'm like, dude, the game starts in an hour. Oscar's still like at school. I can't go grab him, but like
It's gonna
we
take me
went to the
2
first
hours to
game.
get downtown.
The first game of the season, like he gave me a little advance. So I'm like, okay, I'll go. And we went and dude, there's like the whole one fucking area of this, you know, the stands, one end of it. It was just like nonstop, like smoke, like colored smoke going up, flags waving. Couple different women are going in and out of like getting the cheering section going and like the drums. It's like a full 90 minutes of the craziness going on. It's like, how do you guys have the stamina for this shit?
I don't know if we have that here as much, even though Montreal's debatably the most European city in North America. So you would think we would
It's like,
have that, but
because you guys speak European.
yeah, we speak European, which I don't. So
No?
absolutely not.
Is that hard? I mean, I would
Yeah,
assume
it's
that
difficult.
the majority of people speak French Canadian, don't they?
I mean, in Montreal, it's like, I would say it's a good majority are bilingual, especially the ones born here, like people, like kids that are like born in Montreal, they all speak perfectly English and French. But outside of Montreal is another
I have
story.
I barely speak good English. I can't imagine trying to learn a second language, especially now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm from Georgia. Like the fact that you can understand my English is a miracle. I've learned a few helpful phrases, you know, and I throw them
Hmm.
out when I want to be impressive. But other than that, I haven't had a job where I need it like enough,
Right.
which I guess I'm lucky about. But that's that is what it is. I'm trying to think of where I was going before the soccer derailed my train of
Yeah,
thought.
I don't remember either. We were talking about something about how I got this far.
If there was a record that you turned down, have you turned down records?
I've gotten lots of like emails about, obviously people sending me their demos and shit like that, and like either just not listening or not replying or whatever. For some reason, I just don't.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there's some bands that like, especially when I started early on, like I'd get stuff and I'd be like, "Oh, it was really cool." I'm like, I have no money to do anything, so I'm like, sorry.
Okay.
And that's kind of like that's like my one, like Undeath were like one of those bands. It was I still bring it up to Alex every now and then. I'm like, dude, remember that first email you ever sent me where you'd be like, "Hi, I'm Alex. I'm in this band called we have this demo we think we'd really fit well with your label." And
They ended it
I
with
had
the
to turn.
we fit well with your label.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but well, they were that email, but yeah, I get a lot of those. It's just like I've gotten some like, you get the generic email and it says dear, and it says label, and like in parentheses, like somebody was supposed to fill in something there and they didn't. And I get lots of those, and I get lots of like, we think we'd be a good fit for your label. And it's like some like real shitty atmospheric black metal band that, yeah, I'd rather just like pack my ears full of cement and just like drown myself than listening to this demo.
They thought it was cool to record it like the Burzum guys, where it's
Yeah,
just
maybe. I
one
mean, I don't even
fucking
listen.
mic in a room.
I appreciate those emails because I just won't listen to it. And I can easily just like throw, hit the trash button and be like, oh, I won't.
No more emails from you.
Yeah. And then I love getting the emails from managers of bands that nobody's ever heard of them. It's like, yeah, you're the guitar player's girlfriend. Cool. You're their manager.
Dude, the amount of bands. If you have 100 monthly listeners on Spotify, guess what? You don't need a manager. All right.
See, that's one thing I don't know. I don't ever look at Spotify. I don't know how many listeners bands have. And yeah, it's like more of that label jargon I'm like not familiar with.
But I mean, even so, like use a metric. Use a metric to be
Yeah,
like, we
yeah,
probably don't. If we're playing 6 local shows a year, probably don't
yeah,
need a manager. Or if we're not on the road 100 dates out of the year, probably don't need a manager. Just simple metrics,
yeah.
which
If
is
you
probably
can't do
another
the
buzzword
simple
that
things
you
like
hate.
send out an email,
But yeah, I mean, just look at where your situation is and then be like, we probably don't need a manager. We probably don't need somebody doing all this work for us.
yeah, it's like if you can't do the simple things like send out an email to like promote yourself, I'm not going to do it for
Oh
you.
man, yeah, that's what it will become. It's like, what is mastering? Like, this is not a conversation you want to have. What is a record that you've had to turn down that you really wish that you could have put out? Is there anything like that?
Well, like the Undeath demos, like when that didn't work out, and I was kind of bummed. It came out. I forget on which label. It was another small label. I think the same label that probably put out their first demo. And then, but when they got signed by Prosthetic, like that's when Alex hit me up and was like, "Hey man, can we do it now?" It's like Prosthetic won't put out a tape for us. Do you want to do the tape? And I was like, "Yes, I can do that." I'm in a spot where I can put out, a couple hundred tapes for you. And then Prosthetic turned around and saw me sell 300 tapes really quick and said, "Oh, we could put out tapes for you. Fuck that kid."
Man,
It's always showing these big labels what can be done if you just try a little bit.
that's why I like the DIY style, because a lot of these people don't come, not to say Prosthetic doesn't, but because I don't know their story as well, but like DIY is learning how to do as much as you can by yourself before you have to ask somebody for help.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's been other stuff that I've turned down. I really wanted to work with Fulci, and I mean, I have a great relationship with those guys. I love them all. They're all sweet dudes. And I think I just didn't have the money at the time for when they were wanting to do their new record. And that didn't work out. And I mean, but probably to their benefit, it didn't work out because they're on 20 bucks spin now, which
Hmm.
does way more than I could ever do, which I probably could do if I just sat around and figured out how to do shit. But I don't know. I'm happy where I'm at.
Because they were on what was that Italian label? Time
Time to kill.
to Kill.
Yeah. And but I've been talking with them since I don't like the first time they came to LA, I remember they were like, "Hey, we're playing Las Vegas Death Fest if you want to come out and check us out or whatever." And they played some like other small bar. I think it was like in like South Central somewhere you don't go in LA. And I missed that show, but like I caught them like the next time they came to America, and it was like we chatted a bunch and just became friends. And then, yeah, that's the only one I'm like kind of like bummed that it didn't work out the way it did. But I mean, I can't complain. I'm still friends with them, and still like I did like a lot, not a live LP, but 2 summers ago when they were here, they were touring the East Coast, and they had an off day like near Tampa. So they booked a recording session at Moore Sound Studios.
Hmm.
And I released that recording session on a 12-inch and a CD form.
That's sick.
Yeah. I mean, they were incredibly stoked to like just record where all the legends recording.
Was that Duckface Killing tour?
No, no, this was, I don't know. It was 2 years ago. It was at least 2 summers ago, maybe 3 summers
Okay.
ago now. So yeah, I mean, Duckface Killings just came out this year.
Was that this year?
I think it was 2025, or it might have been like late 2024. Dude,
I
I
thought it
forget.
was last year. Maybe it was this year.
It could have been last year. I don't know. Like, I'm so
Time
bad
isn't
with like,
real.
not for me, it isn't. All I know is
No,
like all my days are the same.
it's like Groundhog Day.
They all just pile up.
I wish I had that problem. Well, what is something that you're looking forward to? I know the Corpse Pile record is kind of the big thing on rotation right now. What's
Corpse
something?
Pile, the Internal Bleeding record that
Yep.
just came out. Like that's, I mean, like looking back like 7 years ago, it's like never thought I'd like put out a fucking Internal Bleeding record. I saw them in like 95
Yeah.
with Immolation and 6 Feet Under. I'm like, dude, this band is amazing. And I've just been a huge fan since. But that record, band from Canada, Dying Remains, their
Yep.
LP just came out. Super nice dudes. I have like one new thing in the works that it's kind of fresh, but I think it'll be really cool. It's like a young band that I think people will be hyped on. And right now I'm like hoping like to get some money together to like reissue some things that have been kind of like have been out of print for a little while or out of prep.
Hmm.
I need to get like some more snuffed on sight records and Corpse Pile, like the first Corpse Pile 12-inch. I need to get that repressed. Just a bunch of little things that been I've had like on my list, my to-do list that well, I can't do this now. I can't do this now. So everything keeps getting bumped down a little bit, but yeah. So right now, like, especially for the rest of the year, I just don't want to do much at all.
Hmm.
It's, it's not hard work. It's not like anything, but I am tired, man. It's like everything else in my life. I'm like exhausted. It's like this weekend, the Internal Bleeding like, record release shows are happening. And I really wanted to get back out for those, but like I like coach soccer. I coach Oscar's soccer team, so I'm like, and their last game is supposed to be Saturday, but now it's like going to get rained out, and so now we're just planning a little pizza party for the team. But it's like I got that. That's like twice a week, and that luckily that'll be over until like January when that starts up again, and just like lots
So
of
much
stuff, man.
stuff. Why do we do this?
I don't know why. I haven't gotten a paycheck in like 2+ years since I actually had a real job. And like I'm always just like trying to find a new way to make a little bit of money to keep everything moving.
So is Maggot Stomp like is it the job now?
It's a job. It's my job until I find a real job. Like I'm very, very fortunate. My wife has a very good job. It's like I do everything I can to make sure she's not upset with me. So like every morning I'm up early making lunches for making, school lunch. I make getting him ready for school, whether it's just waking his little ass out of bed and getting him up and driving to school, picking him up after school. Anything I can do to make her shit easier, I do. That's my job. That's my real job. And then Maggot Stomp's my hobby job.
That is the past 2 years of my life was pretty much that too, because I got laid off and
Yeah.
I couldn't find a job doing anything I was good at. So I
No,
worked at a coffee roaster part time and did the shit work.
yeah. No, I had a really good job, and then this company kept hounding me to come work for them. And finally I said, all right, I'll try it. And within 6 months, like the owner of the company was like, hey, I'm closing the doors on the shop. Everybody go find another job. It was like a Thursday afternoon email. And it was like, I remember it was like right after the first time I went to LDB. And I was like, I came home to an email saying that we're closing the next day.
God.
And I was like, this sucks. I left the job I had for like the last 12 years to come here because you kept asking me to come. And now you're just like, sorry, we're closing. The dude was shady. Like, he took like some COVID money and redid his house. And I think he was, just doing shady shit. So he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to bail.
I hate it when, yeah, company owners that are like salesmen, I fucking hate that shit.
So no, like they recruited me hard. Like this one dude who I was friends with that used to work with me was there. He's like, man, he's like, come over here. He's like, it's really cool. You can just, work from home. I'm like, and I don't know, like it was a graphic design job. And like, I talked to my client and she had used them for other stuff. And I told her and she's like, oh, I think it'd be great if you did that. And she's like, totally supportive of it. I'm like, all right. And I guess, cause that's what they wanted me to bring her along for the work. And I don't know. It just, yeah, eventually everything was like, we're closing. And it's been I mean, I haven't been like going crazy trying to find a new job, but when it was like very disappointing. It's weird. Like I just got like a rejection email of a job I applied to maybe like 8 months ago. I'm like, why am I getting this email from Disney? And I was like, oh, I remember I applied to this job.
That was like, I was searching for work because I've been an audio engineer for like 12 years professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't find anything that was like not freelance. And I
Yeah.
wanted something that was like stable. So I was like applying for everything that was like within the bounds of like stability and just constantly getting rejected. Like,
Dude,
I was
it's
like,
rough out there.
I'm so qualified for this. This is like a job that I was doing like 6 years ago, and you guys don't want me. This is insane. So, but
Yeah.
then I finally I was going back to school, and like 2 weeks before I was supposed to start, I got hired by Sony Animation.
Well, congrats.
Thanks. It's not, I'm still trying to, I don't know if I love it yet. It's not I won't call it a honeymoon phase. It's more like a, what do you call that? Wearing in phase.
Yeah. You want to resign to the fact that now you have a job and
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess this could be my life, Like, I guess I could do this for 50 hours a week for 10 years.
yeah. I mean, but like you're young, you can't. I, on the other hand, like when I was at the company before, it was like, I was pretty much my own boss. I mean, I had a boss, but like there was two of us that worked there and then the boss, and he was like, you guys are fine. Just do what you do. You don't need me around to do anything. And it was fine. It was great. And then even when I took the new job, it was like, I'm like, look, dude, I'm going to work till I have to leave to go get my kid. And then I'm going to like, if I have to do something outside of this job, I'm going to go do it. But my work will always get done and it'll always be good. And they were cool with that. So it was just like, and now it's like, do I get another job and have to fucking deal with people that think they know it all? I don't know. I'm just,
That
that's
was a
why I like the DIY. That's the DIY thing. It's just like, I could do this shit myself.
I mean, that's why working at the coffee roast was dope because it was like I worked when I needed to, and the guy who ran it was an old bandmate of mine.
But there's no money in roasting coffee
There is, yes.
as an employee.
It wasn't like, yeah, kinda, because it was like I was also basically I could have framed it as like being like a QC manager or like a roaster
Okay.
manager. So like I'm doing more than just roasting 2 days a week. You know, it's like training and doing wholesale stuff and, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. But
See,
also
like,
starting my own coffee, like if I wanted to start like a spin-off side business, he would have been cool with it.
but see that's like the dream, right?
Yes.
I would love to have my own coffee thing.
Yeah, that's what it's still happening. It's just trying to figure
Like
out when it's going to.
when we bought our house, like there was like this little place at the end of our street, and it was nothing was in it. And I was like, I always kept we drive by and I told my wife, I'm like, that'd be a perfect spot for my coffee shop. And she's like, okay. And then I'm like, look, it's big enough. It's like this and eventually like literally like a dude opened a coffee shop there. So it's like I would never would have. At least I'm happy somebody else did because it's like a multi-roaster little coffee shop, and they got good coffee there, and like the owner's amazing, and we talk all the time, and I tell him every now and then, I'm like, this should have been my coffee shop.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, I knew exactly where the roaster was going to go, but
Well,
alas, I can't make a living doing anything like that.
I mean, I think you'd be surprised. It's a lot of work, but you could definitely make it profitable.
I have friends that, yeah, they have their own coffee shops now and stuff, and I'm like, cool, I'm jealous, but
It's every like I think once a week I have this thought of like I could just go back.
then do you have like community roasting places like up there, like where you like see? I don't think there's anything like
Yeah.
that here, like
Yeah,
where
we
I
have
could.
co-ops.
Yeah, exactly. Like I haven't really looked into it much just because there's no way I can, but I just don't think that exists in LA.
Not that I
I
know
mean,
of.
yeah. So,
Everyone's in their own kind of world, right?
well, I mean, there's some like small like solo roasters here, like, and I don't know what they use to roasting or where they go, but there's a lot of the places here. They're like bigger shops now, whether it's Go Get 'em or
Is Canyon
there's.
Canyon does their own?
Yeah, I think so. And I've had their. I don't know if you've had their coffee. I,
I
I have
haven't.
never liked. I've never had anything from them that I liked.
Go,
It's always
go,
like it's always they're more on the medium side of things, and it's always to me I call it like fancy restaurant coffee.
it's a good
Like if
descriptor.
you're at a fancy restaurant, they offer you like a good coffee at dinner time. That's what you get.
That's why I like go get them.
I like Go Get 'em. Like the G, is it the G and B? I forget which one of them lives like right around the corner from me. And I remember like the first time I saw him walking with like his wife and kids, I was like, hey, that's what's his face from G&B Coffee. And it was like, and they were supposed to open up down the street at a different spot. And I guess that fell through. Like literally like probably like a 5-minute walk from my house. They were supposed to open up. And I was like, cool. I'm like, this is awesome. I'll get my macadamia cappuccino. That cost me like $8. And
Yeah. But
but that never materialized.
I can't live in LA.
No, it's crazy.
It's too expensive.
But there's yeah, Canyon I've never had. There's that dude, what's the name of his roaster? I just saw his shop for the first time the other day.
Not Golden Lantern.
Tonic Coffee.
Yeah, I know about Tectonic. I had it at Coffee Commissary once.
Yeah, that's where I would ever have it. And honestly, again, I never liked his coffee either. And I don't know, maybe it's because I heard him on a podcast once and I was like, kind of sound like a dick. And it could just be my perception of it. I'm sure he's probably like a super nice dude, but I think I heard him on the Cat and Cloud podcast or something, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just like, I'm like, and plus, like the people that at Coffee Commissary, they were always more worried about their food that they were serving, than the coffee service.
I only had it once. It was like 2019 maybe.
Yeah. So did you have it at the one in on Fairfax? Yeah. See, I worked like right near the one in Burbank, so I'd just walk there all the time.
I worked for a company that had an office in Castaic, and so I got it on my way out because I was staying in Inglewood.
So you're staying in Inglewood and working in Castaic?
No, I think I had a hotel, like, I landed in the afternoon in LA and then
Okay.
stayed in Inglewood, and they
Okay.
had
Okay.
somebody drop me, like, the company car off, and so I, drove it to Castaic the next morning.
Okay. I got you. Yeah. No, because that's not close.
No, I was staying in Santa Clarita.
Okay. That's a little closer. But yeah, so like Tectonic, like there's Loquat now. That's like one of my favorite like local roasters, I guess. And they're always doing something interesting, but I usually get their coffee at like Kumquat because there's like so many good places like around like right around this area where I live. There's this place called Mandarin like here in Pasadena that serves like hydrangea and all these other like
Whoa.
really good roasters. And Ando is not too far from me, and they carry a ton of stuff, whether like all these roasters that you just can't get normally, whether it's Flower Child or Substance or no. I forget all the coffees I bought from them.
Do you get Brandywine out there at all?
Yeah, Brandywine. There was a shop that was in Highland Park that just I think they just closed. Kindness and Mischief, and they always had Brandywine there. I haven't seen it in a while though.
I feel like the East
Anything
Coast
you
is so different than, like, West Coast style of coffee.
how so?
Like, I don't know, like, I know a lot of East Coast roasters, but I honestly can't name a ton of, like, West Coast. Like, cause like, we have, like, Black and White.
I had with their coffee once. I didn't like it, but it was a co-ferment, and I was
Okay.
just like, "This is trash."
And then,
And I
like,
haven't tried anything. I haven't tried anything since it. It was like a cinnamon co-ferment, and I was like, Ugh.
you get, like, Brandywine, Devoción, uh,
But
why
isn't
is
Brandywine? Where's Brandywine? I thought that was like
Maryland.
okay. I thought that was what's in. I thought it was Denver for some reason, but
Which one's
yeah,
Denver? No, I don't know who's in I know that Scott Rouse got his in Denver.
yeah. Product.
Prodigal? The one I had from him was really good, but it was a Gesha, and it was very, very delicate.
I get his. I actually got 2 bags of his resting right now. I'm waiting to dig into, but they always have Prodigal at this Mandarin place too.
Okay.
It's like Prodigal Rabbit Hole, I think. Is that a Canadian one?
Rabbit Hole it's yellow with a little
Yeah.
rabbit on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're
They
from right
they
outside the city.
okay, yeah. So they have Rabbit Hole. They always have the barn, and
Love the barn.
they have La Cabra all the time there. Say they always have Say coffee.
And you're spoiled, that's crazy.
But I mean, I don't like I go there and it's like some TikTok influencer went there once, and it's always now there's like a line that's like at least a half hour long, and they actually stopped serving. I guess it was like some sort of like foam drink that they had that and like cream top or whatever. I forget what and like they finally like put out a little message saying that they're going to stop serving it except for one drink because people would all ask for it on everything, and they're like, we can't keep doing these. So, and I don't know if it's like slowed down the line or not, but it's like it's a tiny little shop. There's no room inside. It's only like a couple people at it. They only allow 4 people inside at a time, and the line's always just like just ridiculous. But yeah, so I
That happened
mean,
here as well with the
yeah,
fucking dumb pink matchas.
I don't.
That sucks. It's not even a good cafe, and they blew up on TikTok because of this stupid matcha drink, and now everybody reviews coffee roasters because of matcha drinks, which is the most ass backwards thing I've ever heard of. Don't do that. We don't roast
Yeah,
matcha, we roast coffee. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox.
yeah, no. So, but no, I'm spoiled as far as like places around here. If I like want to try something different, because like there's that. There's and like I said, Kumquat
Mhm.
always has like Market Lane, or they have always have like Momos and Mame, like all these different roasters. It's like you go in there and just what do I pick? It's like April. Do I get this? Do I get
Oof.
this? And
April is I've only had April
yeah.
at April.
Oh, see, I've never been to Copenhagen.
You have to go.
Yeah.
You're like the prime
I mean,
demo of
I mean, there's tons of good death metal in Copenhagen and in coffee, whether,
Just go to K-Town Death Fest, go to do a little
yeah,
coffee trip.
well, someday maybe.
It's fun.
There's so many places I need to go, but you know, I get
Oslo,
to,
Tim
I get
Windlebow.
to, yeah. I used to subscribe to his coffee like years ago, and for like it was always like I'm like for $26 shipped, I was getting like an awesome bag of coffee like once a month. And like at the time, it was like, dude, you can't get coffee like this shipped for that cheap of a price, and definitely not anymore.
We have one shop here that carries it, and it's like $50 a bag.
Yeah, I can't even. I don't think anybody around here has it. Maybe Ando might get it every once in a while, but I haven't seen it in a long time. And
I mean,
yeah,
the tariff stuff really kind of fucked us up a bit because we were getting good, like we would get Say and we would get like Prodigal, because Scott helped open our co-op here, like our roasting co-op, and so he has a good relationship with Andy who runs it, and yeah, we stopped getting like everything, like everything was not coming, so it was good for Montreal roasters, I guess, but
yeah. No, I mean, I wasn't getting any coffees really from Canada, or like I've had a subscription to Say for a long time, and I got to update my payment info so I can get that going again. But I
I like
decided to
Say.
like, yeah, no, Say every box I've gotten, bag I've gotten from them has been great. I recently started up a Flower Child subscription. I thought about Hydrangea, but it's too expensive. The Prodigal subscription's a little too expensive if I want like the decent subscription instead of they got a low tier one.
You only get our finest washed coffees.
I love wash
I
coffees. I
know.
mean, I'm a wash guy. I don't. The naturals are okay. From If I'm offered a natural or a washed coffee, I'll generally take a washed coffee.
See, I'm on the other side. I gotta get the natural.
See, I'm not the funky stuff. I'm okay with every now and then, but I don't know. I get heartburn too easily, and that shit gives me heartburn
I understand.
or
I've
acid reflux.
yeah, the GERD, the GERD stuff.
Yeah, I've
I
had it bad today, so I've got like a little thing of Tums sitting here next to me in case it happened again.
I constantly have Tums with me. I think roasting fucked me up, but I constantly have Tums, and I've always got like either a Coke Zero sparkling water so that it'll help like
Hmm.
burp it out.
Yeah.
But I'll have to try to send you. I have that one you commented on, the Paraíso.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I've had that. It's
you had
Go ahead.
you had the anaerobic one.
I'm trying to remember where I had it from. It was, I know it was, I think it was Manhattan Roasters.
Oh yeah,
I had the Manhattan Roasters, whatever
Manhattan's great.
whatever they got from that farm.
Yeah, this so Wilton, he does a lot of
Wilton
crazy.
Benitez,
Yeah, he
right?
does a lot
Yeah.
of crazy shit like that. But that pink bourbon is like when I was
Yeah.
at the roaster, we had people constantly asking for it. So it's probably the best coffee I've ever roasted.
Yeah. The shop that opened up where I was going to open up my shop, that never happened. He carries Phil and Sebastian, which is another
Calgary.
one from your. So he has Phil and Sebastian always. He's always got Manhattan and Case Roasters they're like Bend, Oregon, I think.
Oh, I don't know,
It's
Case.
okay. They're That stuff's okay. And I forget what else.
Compared to
Something
Manhattan,
else.
Manhattan's like great Amsterdam coffee.
Yeah. So like generally if I'm like, oh shit, I don't have any coffee, I'll just walk down there and grab a bag of something they've got. And a couple times I've been like, dude, I can't drink this. It's like either it's way too funky, and like Frank, the owner, he's like, dude, I'm like surprised you bought that. Cause like we have like this little thing was like, he's like, you're going to drink that? He's like, isn't that like an afternoon? Like I tell like all the funky stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is like an afternoon coffee. It's like, this is something I got to stop and like specifically say, I just want to sit and relax and drink a cup of coffee that's not a morning coffee, or like just a start the day kind of coffee. Cause if I had this at like 6 a.m., it's like, my brain's gonna melt. Some of the funkiness is just too much.
Hmm.
The processing, it's a
That's
little
what I
too,
usually do, like a wash or even a natural, like South American in the morning, just to keep it chill.
just to start the day at a nice even pace.
Yeah, and then in the afternoon, switch it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I'll get a nice piece of chocolate and some weird ass coffee, and
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a good
uh,
time.
Scott, thank you so much for hanging out this evening. I know you have some
Thank you,
things
sir.
to do, some errands to run.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
looking at the time. I pick up a crazy 8-year-old. Talk to me about bugs.
bugs or books?
No, bugs.
Okay.
Bugs that he's read about in books.
Ah, I mean,
Yeah,
I can't remember the
or
last time
seen on.
I read a book. So,
No, he's all about books. It's cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for asking me, sir. Appreciate it.